Hi, welcome. My name is Khaja, and today we are going to discuss about the JavaScript executor. Um, Go to google.com and just search the name JavaScript Executor API, and the first link that you are going to get is this on that, and you will be navigated to this. So, what exactly is JavaScript executor? Okay, so JavaScript executor is nothing but it's uh, one of the main interfaces that is been provided by Selenium. Okay, if you see here, uh, it indicates that a driver can execute the JavaScript, providing access to the mechanism to do so. But let's see how that is possible and what are the things that we need to consider using the JavaScript executor. So I'm going to go to this package that I have already created under this project, and I'm get a new test ng class by going to new other and ng, select that. I'm going to give it a name, Java executor example. Okay, I have this problem. I don't know why it is creating, so I need to delete that. Alright, so I have this program here now, and I want to name this program, this method, as sample JavaScript method. Okay, and this method will not have any arguments. Okay, so what basically I want to do in this exercise is want to navigate to google.com, and I want to capture all the attributes of this input tag. Okay, so if you see this, you got a lot of attributes here. Okay, I want to capture all those attributes. So the best possible way for capturing all the attributes is with the use of or with taking the help of JavaScript executor. Okay, so let me quickly write the code here. So what I want to do here, uh, I want to define uh, different methods. Okay. What I want to do here is that I want to initialize Firefox driver. Firefox driver with no arguments. Okay. I have got that, and I want to open google.com. Okay. So remember that we have the protocol, right? So that we do not forget this specificity, or else it will throw you error. Okay. So that is pretty much we with this we will open the Firefox web drive Firefox, and then we are passing the URL. So the URL will be open. The next thing that I want to do is that I want to find an element by the okay. So what is the ID that I got here? I want to pass that, and I want to take this into a web element. So now that we have got, so how we can import this web element is two ways. You either hover here and you can import this, or you just press Control Shift O and it will automatically import you. But here, now I would always suggest you to hover on the element and import it, because sometimes you never know what exactly is Eclipse importing. Sometimes it might import something outside the Selenium API, right? Uh, So the next thing that I wanted to do here is that I want to create a reusable method. Okay, so that this method can be accessed by any test method, any test method class, or anything outside this class also. All right. So for that, what I'm going to do is that um, I want to create a method with the name. I'll say get all, and this will accept a web element. Pass two parameters. One is the web element, and the second one is the web driver. Why I'm doing this? I'm doing this because I want to capture all the attributes of this element. Okay, and I want I'm going to use the driver in this class, in this method. So that is the reason why I have also passed the driver parameter. Alright. So the first thing that we need to do here is that if you see this API here. This is nothing but a wrapper around uh, around your web driver. So if you see here all the implementing classes, you got Firefox driver, you got Chrome driver, even firing web driver, camel unit driver, and all. So what we need to do is that we need to wrap this, or to put it a better way, we have to type our driver to a JavaScript executor, so that we can execute the JavaScript command. So the way that you do is that you give Java driver and wrap it around with a JavaScript executor. So once you do that, you let me show you the two methods that are available in with JavaScript executor. The first one is synchronous, and the second one is asynchronous. Okay, so you got two methods here. So the one that simply says execute script is nothing but this is a synchronous script that will run for you, and the second one, it's very self-explanatory. It executes you asynchronous. Now, let's understand what is synchronous and asynchronous. Okay, I'm just diverting a bit outside this topic so that you better understand. Okay, so I just wanted to show you it in a picture because I feel that picture speaks a lot better than me explaining. So this is how sequential when you say synchronous, things happen in a sequential way. So here A will get executed first, and only then B will start, and only then C will start. Okay, so this is a very much sequential way. Okay, so you are saying that I want A to execute method to execute first, followed by B method, and then C method. All right. So here you can see that safely you can say that my programs that is in A method has either executed or thrown some exception, and then the B method has started. Okay, but when it comes to asynchronous, you can pretty much say that it's in parallel, almost in parallel. I mean, the picture may not show you exactly, or no, it may not give you the exact picture of what I'm saying, but most of the time it happens in a parallel way. All right, so that is all about sequential and parallel, or to put it in a better way, synchronous and asynchronous. All right, so here what we are going to take is the synchronous, that is execute script. All right, so that is what we are going to take, execute script. Here you will see that JavaScript executor is from this package. Okay, make sure that you are having this stuff from this package. All right, so I have added that, so that it has the hot.openq.kdl package. All right, so that so these are the methods that are available, along with the object class. These are the two main methods. So we are going to use this execute, execute script. Okay. So what is the return type of this? The return type is object. Okay, the return type is object. So here only two things that we are going to do. Okay, one is that what is the script that you want to run on this specific element. Args is nothing but element. Okay, so I'm going to pass the same here. Okay, most of the times you will see arg0, arg1. Okay, if you let me go back here and explain a little bit of here. Okay, so these are the two parameters that it will take. One is a script, and the second one. Okay, this might look another parameter, but this is var args, which means that can have any number of arguments or parameters passed. Okay, so I can have element passed, I can have element one passed, I can have element two passed, I can have any number of elements. So the way that I specify, I make the script understand which element that I'm referring to is by saying arg of 0. Okay, what I'm saying is that arg of 0. So when I say arg of 0, which means that I am referring to the first element in this set of elements. Okay. So right now we are having only one element. Alright. I'll remove this, and what I'm going to do is that, all right, first let me write the script here. Okay. So for you to be able to write the script, all right, you need to write that in double quotes. For you to be able to write this script, you need to have a little bit of JavaScript. Okay. JavaScript is not very complex, guys. It's if you know Java very well, that JavaScript is also based on OOPS concepts. You can learn it pretty quick. Okay. Most of the things you will see, like JavaScript is also like Java. It is also case sensitive. Okay, it also ends its statements with semicolon. All right. So with no further delay, let's go ahead and write the JavaScript that we want to write. First thing that I want to do is that I want to initialize a variable. Okay, the way that you initialize a variable is with the var. Okay, with the var keyword. So I want to initialize. Uh, Sorry, I want to initialize a variable, okay, of type array. All right. So that is how you initialize, and then I want to initialize another variable, and I will call it as attribute. Okay. So this is how I told you, right? So I want to refer to this element. So how will I refer to this element? I will say arguments of 0. All right. So when I say arguments of 0, which means that I'm referring to the first element. All right. And then you call the method as attributes. All right. So you call this method. So now inside this attr variable, we have got all the attributes. Okay. The next thing is that we have to iterate through a loop. Okay, because I want to fetch each and every element. Right. Each and every element is nothing but uh, here. Okay. If you see here, I'm trying to fetch all these: the class, the ID, the max length, the name, and all those. Okay. So I want to iterate through the loop. Okay. So what I will say is that I'll say I equals 0. Here you should not be specifying int or something like that. Okay. It will throw you an error. Okay. Because by default, this JavaScript understands. Okay. Similar to how you write in VB script, right? You do not need to specify a variable type. By default, it will understand that it's a kind of an integer. Okay. So what I'm saying here is that I want to iterate. So I have attr dot length, that is length. Okay. And I'll say I plus plus. So that is what I want to iterate through. Alright. The next thing that I will do is that I will have another variable called var a equals, and in this instance I will say I want to take the attributes. Okay. Attr of I, that is nothing but the value that I'm passing. Whatever that I'm iterating through, I'm passing to the attribute value. Okay. So this will get me the first element, right? This will give me the first element. uh, what I need to do, the next thing is that now I have created an empty array here, right? So I'm going to keep adding whatever that I'm going to get from here. I'm going to keep adding to that variable. Okay. So in JavaScript we have a method called push. Okay. And that, okay, so I'm going to use that. So inside this a variable, I have to pull both this name, the class name, as well as its attribute, right? That is nothing but its value. So I'll say a dot name, okay, which will give me the name. That is nothing but the class or the max length or the ID. This is what will give me the name, okay. And then this is the concatenation operator that I'm using, because I want to separate the name as well as the ID or the value. Okay. So the next thing you do is that a dot value. All right. I did a small mistake here. It's unlike in Java, right, where you will separate with double quotes. Here you need to separate with a single quote. All right. Uh, Pretty much we have completed everything here. Right. So I need to end this semicolon. Okay. And once I'm outside this for loop, right? I'm outside this for loop. All that I need to do here is I need to return s. Okay. And s, if you see here, it contains uh, all the attributes. Okay. It contains all the attributes. What I'm going to do now is that this will return me. Now this will return the s will return me uh, an array of strings. Okay, an array list. Okay, so I'm going to convert this into an array list. Sorry, uh, convert it into array list. Okay, so I have imported the array list also. If you see here, it is from the util package, right? So that is what I wanted to use. All right, so I want to typecast that as well to array list. So this, now this will return me an array list, right? So this will return me. I'm sorry, actually I have returned it in a wrong way. This, this is how it should be. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So now I want to return this as an array list. So how I will use that? I'll use array list, and I'll mention the type of the array list. Okay, and I'll say all attributes equals. All right. So that is pretty much, guys, that is all that you need. Okay, it might sound a little complex. So I'll explain you another time here. So the first thing that we are going to do here is that we are typecasting the driver to JavaScript executor, so that whatever the JavaScript code, right, whatever the JavaScript code that we want to pass, or the script that we want to pass, it will be passed through this JavaScript executor. And then using the synchronous method, that is execute script, we are doing only two things here. One is we are passing the element, as you see here, the element for which we want to get all the attributes. And the second thing is that we are passing a script here. Okay, if you know JavaScript, this is pretty easy. If you don't know, I would suggest you to go to this website w3schools.com/js and come to the bottom, and here you will see this JS HTML DOM. Okay, just go through this. This will give you more than enough introduction. Okay, more than enough introduction for you to be able to write your own JavaScript. Okay, so you do not need to learn everything in JavaScript. Okay, just the DOM structure. You'll just learn the HTML DOM of JavaScript. All right. So yeah, let's come back. So what? Let me explain you one last time about the script that we have written. So here I have two variables that I have defined. Okay, one is an empty array. Okay, this is how you define an array. Okay, unlike in Java where actually you will say array of, and you give some name equals new array of, you, if you know the values, you give the values here, define the values. If you do not know, you specify the length of the array, right? So you do that. And but in JavaScript, this is how you define. Okay. And the second variable is that it's nothing but we are from the element that we have passed, right? We are trying to get all the attributes. So using the attributes method. Okay, so let me show you here if I can find that real quick for you so that you can understand. So you go to this methods. Let's see if I have this in elements. I don't find this here, but there is another way that you can find. Okay, you press Control Shift and J. Okay, you press Control Shift and J. You will get the default, you know, inbuilt JavaScript console of Chrome. Okay, you can get it in another way also. Just click on these three arrows, the three lines, sorry, and go to More Tools and go to JavaScript console. So here also you can find, you just press document. Okay, document is nothing but the root. Okay, and from here you can navigate anything that you want. Okay, what I'm saying is that get elements by tag name, and then I'm saying get elements where the tag name A. Okay, so looks like there are nothing. Sorry, double quotes. Okay, so this is a sample thing that I just wanted to show you, but you can use that as well. All right. So okay, so attributes method will give all the attributes of that variable. Okay, of that variable. Here the variable is nothing but the element. Now we have got all those attributes, right? But we want to print each of those attributes. Okay. So how do I do that? I am with the help of the for loop. It's a normal for loop. Okay. I'm taking the help of the normal for loop, and inside this I am passing from I0 through less than the length of this array, that is attr. And inside that I am having one more variable called a, and in this case I'm passing the this is very similar to in Selenium also you will have, right, you have dot get of index, right, and under index you pass the um, pass this I value. So it's very similar to that. Here you will get the element, okay, but this element is a combined one. So you want to divide this into name and value. So how do I do that? With the help of push method of an array, we are going to do that. So we say a dot name and a dot value, and then returning, we are closing this for loop and returning the s. Okay, so if you want to suppress, you can suppress these warnings. I'm suppressing that. So what I'm going to do here now is that going to print that. So I think pretty much we are good. So let me run this program, run as to get all those things. So looks like it has not printed anything here. Oh my bad, actually, I didn't pass this element, right? Sorry guys. How does it know? Right? I need to pass that element and driver. Let me run this again. I was a little surprised why it was not printing. Okay. Let's see the console. Okay. So here if you come and see that you got an array, right? All the values. So if you compare this with what we have got here, right? Let me open that. Google. So the class, where is the class? It's not in a specific order, guys, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it has brought all the values. Let me search for that. Class. Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, so class, and what is the value it has returned? GSFI. Okay, so it has returned GSFI. Uh, it has returned something else also. All right, it has returned something else also. If you see ID, this is a value that it has returned. Okay, so this I mean, after it has launched, might be that the class attribute might have got changed. Okay, so for that to confirm, if you go here, right click on this element and say inspect element, let's see what is the class attribute that it is showing. So that just to ensure that for some reason it is giving something else also added, guys. Um, yeah, I don't know why it is, but yeah, you got pretty much all those attributes, right? Type text and all those things. Okay. So now if I try to print these values, okay, let's say that I want to divide this further. Okay, I'm not satisfied with this. Okay, I got this, it's fine, but I'm not satisfied with this. So what I want to do here is that whatever the values that I have got, right, whatever the values I have got, I want to print it individually, like for type, text, and all. I want to print it individually. So what I can do is that I can run a for loop. Uh, j equals to 0 because it's an array list, right? So I can use either for each loop of Java or for loop. So here I will say I'm using simple. Okay. What I'll say is that all attributes dot size, okay, and j plus plus. So here what I'm going to do here is that uh, I have string variable and I'll just call it as some random name s1, okay, and I will get all attributes, the value, okay, the j index j, and to be safer side I want to convert that into string. Alright. Now the s1 got this value, okay, the first value, and now I want to split it, right? How will I split it? Um, One second, let me open this. Okay, I have this colon, right? So I'll split it based on the colon. Okay, let me not give any space. So I want to split. I'll say s1 dot. I'm going to use split, and I'll use the regular expression. And the split will return string argument. Okay, string of arrays. I'll say string of array, and I will call it as s2. Okay, so now S2 has got two elements. Okay, S2 array has got two elements. So what I'll do is that I know that there are only two elements, right? So I will print the S1 value. I mean S2 of 0, which is nothing but the first value, 0. Okay, and then I will also print S2 of 1, which is nothing but the value. So this is name and this is value. But there is a caveat, guys. Okay, this will throw me some error. Why? I'll explain you after I have run this program. Okay, and how we can handle that, I'm going to show you that as well. I'll say run as. Okay, yeah, it has launched. I'm really not concerned about this. Let's see the console. All right. So if you see here, it has printed type text, right? It has printed this type and text, and it has printed Arial label and its search value. Okay, but see that when it comes to value, when it comes to value, it has thrown us this exception called array index out of bounds. Why? Because the actual value is not present, right? This is the name. The name is nothing but value, but its actual value is not present. So that is why it has thrown this exception. Now I want to handle this exception. How I can do that? I will just surround this with a try and catch block. Okay. I will surround this with try and catch block. And if I surround this, I will not get an error, but at the same time, okay, I'm not concerned about that. Okay, so if you see here, it has not printed all the values. Right? It has missed that value attribute, right? But I want to print that value attribute as well. Okay, it has missed a lot of these attributes, right? So let me run this again. I don't know why it has missed all those attributes. So if you see here now, it has printed all those. It has printed all the values. But do you see anywhere the value coming? Right? The value is not coming, right? But we still want to print the value also. Okay, so we want to print the value also. So how we can do that is that I want to write a simple logic here. It's not any logic, but I want to say error occurring here, just some random message, and I'll say continue. So if you encounter any error, I'm saying continue. Okay, so I want to decorate this a little better. That we'll do here is that I will print this. Okay, so instead of this I will say um, write some message here. Name is okay. I will say uh, sequence characters. I'll just say the name the values. So after each of that line I will just okay, so let me try to run this now. Um, I hope everything is correct. But your Firefox is pretty fast than what I'm using right now, so it should not take a lot of time for you. So let's see that what it will print here. Okay, so here you can see that it's printing this error occurring here. Okay, so you can see that it error occurs here. So we are trying to handle that. I'm really bad here, so I should have used println. Okay, so after that, it prints the variable. All right, so let me run this for one last time. All right. Okay, yeah, this looks pretty neat. Okay, so that is how you get all the attributes, guys. Okay, so that is how you try to get all the attributes. So here, what you can do is that instead of exception, right, you can say array index out of bounds exception, and I'll call it as a. And what I can do is that I can say a dot get anything. Okay, you can get anything. I'll say get message. All right. So here, if I run this now, I hope that okay. So yep, let it run this. Okay, fine. Yep, this is a message that it has printed. I don't know what that message exactly is. So yeah, but still, the name is type and the value is text, right? The name is this label name and the value is search. So you have got all the names and their values. That is nothing but all the attributes. All right. So I'm going to upload this, share this through the Git repository, guys. What is the name that here? We have added, come in and push this. I'll show you where exactly you can find this as well. Pause here for a second, guys. Once it is done, I'll be back. All right. It has been uploaded to the GitHub. Okay. So this is the link that I'm going to give you guys. Okay. Let me refresh it. Okay. So this is the program JavaScript Executor example program. Click on this. So this is the program. So I'll just share you this link, the description below. Okay. So yeah, that is all about it. But make sure that you learn a little bit about the JavaScript DOM, HTML DOM. Okay, before you even start, working on anything with JavaScript executor. You know, either synchronous or asynchronous. So my suggestion would be always go with synchronous execution, unless there is any specific requirement that you want to have the elements run in different threads. Okay, that will cause some kind of errors if you do not handle it properly. All right, the last thing is that this is my blog, guys, seleniumproject.wordpress.com. I'm going to place this also in the description. So if you got any questions, feel free to ask me. Um, I'll be more than happy to help you. Okay. So I'm going to add more articles. I've not really kickstarted anything here. Just some some basic stuff that I have put so far. But do not hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. You are stuck at any place with Selenium, TestNG, JUnit, Git, or Jenkins or anything. Okay. Said that.